See King Kong battle the Kong of Steel. Challenge a copter squadron. Defy an army of tanks. Fight primordial monsters. An all-new adventure. King Kong Escapes. Thrilling in Technicolor.
Welcome back, my fellow agents. It is I, X7, your bashful bibliophile. I'm the host of Zenorama, the podcast of heroes and monsters. Today we are going to be talking about, or we're starting a 3-part series, actually 4-part series, reviewing the short-lived Sentai magazine published by Antarctic Press from 1994 to 1995-ish. Yeah. It was pretty darn good overall. Antarctic Press has been around, still publishing lots of stuff, and they decided to hop in on the old Power Rangers bandwagon a little too late. Well, maybe not too late, but if they'd have gotten in about 6 months earlier in this, the first issue here was published. Well, anyway, you know what to do. Before we get into it too much further, please like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment, and we'll start the actual episode if you're ready. We begin with the first issue, of course, which has a cover date of February 1994, meaning it was probably released late 1993. It does cover 2 Godzilla movies versus Mothra and Mechagodzilla, which were then current at that point in time. At least they hadn't gotten an official release because that was probably still half a decade away, really. Thank you, Dean Devlin. Anyway, they've got the new Ultraman in it, and latest rumors, news, and gossip, and an unfortunate comic section, which we will gloss over pretty much. So there we get the production notes, words from a higher plane. I've actually met Ben Dunn, very nice man. Quite enjoyed talking to him. And I wish I might have written a letter in here, but for the most part, this is, and we do have the space giants in here, which is fun. There's Godzilla, and they talk about the two new Godzilla films. That would be the one that was allegedly going to be directed by Jan de Bont or Alex Cox. Nothing ever happened of that. There's some Ultras down there. Ultra manga that was coming out. Hot off the wire. Oh, yeah. There's X7 or Ultra 7 showing on G-Mini Christmas. All these things. It's the Sinar dub or Sinar. I just had to put that Godzilla in there. And here's Godzilla versus Mothra, which we weren't 100% sure about that. 1990X. I like that. And then we go to Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, which now I'm going to admit I have not watched these second series movies in quite a while. I don't hate them, but I don't love them the way they were getting a lot of love here because they were super serious. Godzilla was a threat to mankind again. No, he wasn't. I mean, that lasted about 3 movies, just like the first series. There's the Space Giants. Now, I think I corresponded with John Marshall, maybe. He really loves the show, and I think he wrote some other stuff as well, which we'll find out in later episodes. Yes, there's 7 issues. We're going to go 2 apiece, except for issue 5, because that was a double issue, which had a lot to do with the U.S. versions of various tokusatsu movies and shows. But there is the original Ultraman, and that's by John Ingram. Oh yes, but they're all excited because they're getting an American Ultraman, which is going to be as thrilling as the original. Oh, that does not hold up well now, does it? Let's just look at that for a minute, shall we?
Force. Ultraman. Now, jeez, look. Whenever danger threatens an innocent life, what the? Or the entire galaxy.
I don't hate Ultraman powered as some people do. I mean, but thinking that it was going to be so great because it was made here in the States, well, that just didn't hold up as well. And it was fun to watch these people have to backtrack and eat their own words later on. Yeah, a little short and fraud there, but so here is the only 2 pages of damnation I'm going to show you because I don't know what they were thinking about putting this. It takes up about 7 pages in the rest of the issue, and I don't know what they were thinking. It's not made for kids because it's explicit and it's full. It's not even, I guess, PG-13, which, if this had gone into toy stores, which I think they should have tried to do, is get the issue into toy stores and right next to the Power Rangers stuff that was being sold, because that would have gotten them a big old audience, I think. But we'll never know. And that's the back of it, along with a hex tail. And right now, and there she is helping out with the front of it. And now it's time for station identification. You are watching Zenorama, the podcast of heroes and monsters on KXNO, part of the Zenorama Broadcasting Network. We now return you to our regularly scheduled program.
Henshin!
Here we have issue 2, published some 2 months later in April of 1994. Power Rangers Special Complete Episode Guide. All 41 episodes, I believe. And they compare the originals to Zoo Ranger, the death of the Green Ranger, which we all know happened in Zoo Ranger, plus the latest news and your letters. The letters was one of the best things about this magazine. It's the sense-shattering second issue. More stuff here. Hi, Sentai News. Been done. Please do not expect me to write back immediately. Send all articles on disk if at all possible. Max. Oh, man. Oh, it's just, times sure have changed in some 32 years, haven't they? Coloring by Ben Dunn. So there's the Power Rangers, the original cast there, before some of them went off to college in upstate New York, who did return later on, some of them. Some of them have sadly passed away since then. Taldar, Kamen Rider J, Sentai News. That would be Gridman, which I never thought was any great shakes to begin with. New Godzilla movie. I don't know which one that is. Blue SWAT. These are actually Cock Ranger, which did take over. They used the footage from that. There's the cast again. I watched it. I liked a lot of it, but the writing and the acting for some of them was abysmal and just the most ridiculous things. But again, I wasn't the demographic in 1993, and it worked for the kids. They loved it. And here's the Power Rangers episode guide. We don't need those anymore. There's the Rita Repulsa. Oh my gosh. The supporting cast, Bulk and Skull, should have been the stars of the show. And then we go into the 1 through 41. They made more episodes because they had to bring Tommy back. Right? Great costumes, though. Really. So it does talk about, give some different ones. The death of the Zoo Ranger Green, Dragon Ranger. And then we have the live action letters. And look, there's Gulala right there. My favorite. I think we should throw in another trailer here where this episode's going to be over before we know it. So let's find one. How about a Godzilla? No, how about a Gamera?
The solar system holds many planets, but none like the planet which launched the attack of the monsters. A dying civilization bent on conquering the Earth for its own use. 2 boys from Earth, caught up in this fantastic adventure, find themselves as the only obstacles between the space creatures and the Earth's destruction. And
army of evil creatures comes from every corner of this dying planet. While on Earth, the scientific world gathers in one final effort: the attack of the monsters. Gigantic creatures prepare for their onslaught of the Earth. And turning their evil destruction on one another, their planet trembles under the shattering fury of the most colossal battle in galactic history. Can the Earth survive? The attack of the monsters.
So yes, Gulala and the letters page. That letters page was so much fun. We had people writing from all over the world in here, Japanese people all over America, United Statesians, and some were a little more impassioned than others. But Sentai was great. I mean, it wasn't the most. It was what it was. It was in black and white, which was fine. I mean, it wasn't expensive, but it was something new. And I'm sorry that it didn't get a bigger audience, but these are fun. I'm looking forward to the rest of the issues. They'll be short episodes for sure, but I quite enjoyed it. There's the back of it. Oh, did I mess up again? Well, I give it 5.5 cubes, Xeno cubes there, simply because it wasn't perfect, because nothing was, and there were a lot of rumors and stuff that they didn't know about. But overall, I probably should give it 6, but that's something to strive for. And 7 obviously is perfect, but I think up to 6. But again, as we saw in the previous panel, well, let's just go back there. If you are leaving, you know what to do. All right, my fellow agents, tomorrow we will be starting a brand new live-action series, The Adventures of Superman, first season, because that's the only one I have on disc. Quite enjoyable. It's definitely, I don't know. It's just, this was my introduction to a live-action Superman right before Christopher Reeve showed up. So take that for what it is. I forgot I was going to start this here, so we'd have a little music in the background. But it's really a lot of fun. And even though they were very limited in their budget, but they did quite a bit. I think it's quite enjoyable. I'm still hoping that at some point in time we will get a Blu-ray set of all 5 seasons, or 6, whatever. However, until that next assignment, this is X7 signing off and phasing out. And remember, he is stronger than a locomotive. Be seeing you.
Wherever the target is danger, into the fray leaps the mighty man of steel, racing with supersonic speed to exploding excitement, bolting fearlessly into violence and villainy. No human onslaught can stay him. Super invincible, zooming out of the skies and crashing through into the very teeth of hair-raising peril. A towering hero booming with super action. Sworn enemy of all evil, smashing through. His only shield, his super body. At every turn, slamming into breathtaking hazards, the superhero of them all. Faster than a speeding bullet. More powerful than a speeding locomotive. Leaping buildings in a single bound. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's Superman, fighting for truth and justice. See The Adventures of Superman.